Hello Taurus, and welcome to your Taurus December 2020 reading. It's absolutely great to see you, great to see the subscribers in particular. I always love it when you stop by. Do you know, I'm going to pull 5 cards for you for your tarot reading for this month of December in 2020. If you would like to have a personal clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, let's see what the first one is, shall we? Here we go. The 8 of Cups. See what else there is. The 6 of Cups. A lot of things going on in the emotions, I would say, and why not? The Sun is all turning out well. The emotions, well, the Taurian woman is particularly beautiful and emotional. God, I'm helpless when it comes to Taurian women, I have to say. But let's have a look at this. The 9 of Discs, excellent. And finally, this one here, which is the 1 of Swords. Okay, let's have a look at the cards together while I do the reading for you. Next month's reading will be published on the 9th of December at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Let's have a look at this first 8 of Cups. You've got the 6 of Cups on the same line here. That's what this is saying. What's it entitled? Human Doing. Well, it's indeed the 8 of Cups. What am I getting from it? Well, I think that this is about getting over-involved in doing. Your experience of being can get lost when you put too much emphasis on doing, whether that happens to be in work or in hobbies, activities, or achievement. Now, instead of being a human being, you become what some have called a human doing. Now, this pattern usually begins early when, as children, we can feel that the only thing that brings attention or is praised is what we can do. The message that our value is related to accomplishment gets deeply embedded in our consciousness, doesn't it? It really does. Now, I think that this can lead to taking on a thought strategy known as industrious overfocus, characterized by working very hard and resisting distractions. Now, under stress, people with this pattern work even harder. They feel great pressure to perform and make things perfect. They stick like glue to a task when what is needed is to be able to leave the task and to regenerate, to renew, because without this regeneration, those who are over-focused can burn out. Now, when you focus excessively on accomplishment, you are too busy to feel. This may be one motivation that keeps the strategy going, I suppose. If you are a compulsive doer, you may be afraid of feeling empty inside or feeling emotional discomfort. The busyness keeps you from noticing how disconnected you are from yourself, from spirit, and from other people. It can be a lonely existence, avoided by frantic activity and focused work. Now, of course, this emphasis on accomplishment and staying busy are totally reinforced by our culture. In most companies or organizations, employees are expected routinely to put in more than 40 hours work a week and often take work home. Even little school children are weighed down with classroom assignments and extracurricular activities. And as a culture, we have gone so far into doing that we seriously neglect being. Now, this can result in a mechanical nature that is portrayed in this picture. I think the sort of mechanical nature that's here. Here is a man who feels like a cog in a wheel with a very lonely inner child. Now, I think that this means that this is a good time for you to look at your relationship with doing. Remember to include not just paid work, but other activities as well. Some people, you see, can become compulsive about housekeeping or gardening, where there is always more that can be done. It is not that these activities are bad. The question is, how you're using them. Do you get nervous, for example, if you suddenly find that you have some free time on your hands? Are you afraid to stop and feel? Do you use activity to cover up a sense of emptiness or disconnection? But this message that is here, I think, is really one for you just to bear in mind and just to keep at the back of your mind, because what is definitely here for you in a practical sense is this card here, which is the Six of Cups. Said to be sharing support. Well, here we have two people dancing with each other by the looks of things. Now this for me is the sun ruling the second decan of Scorpio. For me it is the Lord of Pleasure. The sun ruling Scorpio. Well, Scorpio rules the 8th house in astrology, which is about sex and death and transformation, among other things. And in the number 6 here, I also have an association mystically with the sun as well. So we have a double dose of the sun, and a double sun reveals what Scorpio wants to hide. So I think what we can see here is that there is pleasure, indulgence, certainly a lot of sexual pleasure, I think, excitement, communication possibly with your ancestors, and family support. Now when I talk about sexual pleasure here, possibly even lust, some good old lust that's there, sexual renewal, exchange of sexual and heart energy, emotional renewal as well. But the sexual pleasure, the thoughts of sexual pleasure here is a kind of pleasure which is completely harmonized. Now the zodiacal sign governing this card for me being Scorpio, well, pleasure is here in Scorpio, rooted in its most convenient soil, isn't it? This is a preeminently fertile card, and frankly I think it's one of the best in the pack. So I think that this is saying to you that this is a time for you to make sure that you are enjoying all that life gives you. This is the best way to express your gratitude. Now, although the emphasis of the card is on sexuality, it's not an uncontrolled energy. It's not something which is throwing you off balance. Now, I think what this is also referring to you is you experiencing pleasure after which can also be emotional pleasure, after what has been, I think, maybe much hardship that's occurred here. As I'm looking at this background here, and to me it suggests some ocean of hardship that you have needed to sail across. And the emphasis here is on relationship, or the desire to have a relationship, but a relationship which is deep. Now for some reason I'm drawn to this 9. That's down here, the beautiful number 9. Let's have a look at this. What do they call it? They call it instinctual wisdom. The 9 of discs, instinctual wisdom. The center that is most responsible for instinctual knowing is your stomach, the region around your stomach. This is where the internal sensing develops, as well as what we might refer to as a gut feeling about something. The content often revolves around our instinctual needs for food, sex, safety, and pleasure. Now, there's a wolf here, a couple of them. Now, I suppose that the wolf is a good symbol for this. As creatures of the wild, wolves remind us not only of this body-based wisdom, but also our own wildness, which gets lost in modern society. But you will probably be pleased to know that I call this the Lord of Material Gain. That should sit well with you, I hope. I see gain here, rewards for efforts, realizing your goals. Why is this the case? Because I have Venus ruling the second decan of Virgo. Well, Venus is, for me, associated with love, but it's also associated with business and money. And love and money, well, they are both expressions of your values, your pleasures, your tastes, and so on, aren't they? And Venus is saying that if your heart is pure and you follow your heart, your life can only gain from this, and good fortune is going to attend your material affairs. Now, it's not just related to money, this, because I do see something of a financial boost coming your way, but I think that this is a general period of improvement in all the areas of your life. Now, there's a chance that if you happen to be involved in legal matters, that there'll be settlement of those matters. I think I see you receiving gifts, receiving things of value. There's a lot of karmic reward associated with this energy. Good things coming back to you from the good things that you have put out. I also see here that this is a time of good luck and good management of your financial affairs, and the beginnings of financial security after hard work and planning. I suppose you want to say, if your knowledge and creativity are filled with love, you will gain from all situations in life, you know. The more deeply you are engaged, the more comprehensive your insights will be. Now, do you actually even know specifically what is the highest goal in your life? And check carefully whether that which you call gain is in full harmony with your ultimate goal. But have this thought in mind definitely during this period. Everything that happens today serves my growth. The more I give, the more I receive. Yet particularly useful energy for any Taurus, and certainly one like you. I want to have a look at this card, and I'll leave this sun here till the end. Let's have a look at this. This card is saying what? Well, it's talking about point of origination. That's the title on the card. The One of Swords, which otherwise might be called the Ace, I suppose. Now, here's an interesting picture, isn't there? I think in this painting here, a sound wave comes out of a flute. Just as sound organizes patterns manifested in the physical plane, so do your thoughts. And just as sound spirals out from the point of emanation, your thoughts spiral out from the source point. Now you can see down here these white things, they look like bones to me. Well, the bones in the foreground represent what has passed away. And these black silhouettes that you're seeing here, they're people. A group of people sitting in a council, I suppose, perceiving new ideas blowing in the wind and contemplating how to bring them into form. I think that this is talking to you about a moment of conception here, both in the sense of conceiving new life and in terms of conceptualizing new possibilities. Like the council of people that we see sitting there, you will want to contemplate how to bring these possibilities into form. This is also a good time to find your way back to the beginning of your current train of thought and examine its roots. What is important is to identify, I think, the foundation underlying the thought. You may discover that you are building a house on quicksand in relation to some things, and solid foundations in relation to others. I think this energy also signifies a time when your way of thinking about something is shifting in an important way. Give time to this. How you conceptualize things has a profound effect on your experience. Now, interestingly, I think that the people of Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn are going to be important to you during this period here. This is going to be a time of original thinking, and you'll have brilliant powers of thought, almost a sort of a divine inspiration. I think what we can also say about it here is that It's a period of great insight and clarity, I think, for you, and may even signify a eureka moment, and achievement of your goals is going to become a lot easier. I think you're going to have a new perspective on life that was previously unclear, so you'll be able to cut through to the heart of the matter. You'll have gained a new vision, and you will pursue opportunities which draw upon your creative and mental abilities. And ask yourself what supports and what hinders your clarity. And say to yourself, because it is true for you, I trust my clear perceptions. Now where does that take us to? It takes us to, we did this 6 o'clock, the sun. Let's have a look here. They say, let's have a look at it first. They say, the radiance of being. Well, I say, the Lord of the fire of the word. Now, the sun. Interesting painting there, don't you agree? It looks like there are two people honoring the sun element, which is personified here as the sun goddess. There is a sun at the top of her head coming in through her crown chakra, and a sun in her solar plexus. Now, the solar plexus is your power center, your body's sun, if you like, and it enables you to power around in life. When your solar plexus is really open and the energy is flowing, it's not hard to get things done. I think that this is representing for you access to dynamic and creative energy. Now, at the deepest level, this is source energy, as I might call it. It may be experienced as light, consciousness, presence, or aliveness. One way it expresses yourself is just in the great joy of life that you feel. When you are in touch with your sun energy, you are being yourself in a way that is natural and empowered. There's no shyness or holding back. You let yourself shine. This is not always easy. You may be used to habitually slowing yourself, closing yourself down, without even noticing how much you do this. To claim your light is thus a sort of a revolutionary act, in a sense. You have to care more about being who you are than what others think of you, and the ceilings that other people might like to impose. Most of all, you have to continually break through the ceiling you impose on yourself. There's a great freedom in this. As you burn through the character structure that accumulates with age, you return to an experience that is fresh and youthful. Often in tarot decks, the sun card has images of little children in them, depicting this more pure and innocent state. Now, in this sense, the sun represents original nature. It is who you are before all of the conditioning has occurred. But there's no doubt in my mind that what this is talking about here is this, that the sun really is the source of all life, and it represents success and abundance, and this is going to follow you in your life at the present. The energy of this sun is going to get you through tough times. The sun will illuminate your path after what has been something of a trying time, just as you have been now given the opportunity to experience pleasure after what has been something of a trying period, I think. So embrace your goals and give it everything that you've got. And if you have had tough times, things are going to get better. Remember, this is a definite green light to success. You can move mountains. I see success, good fortune, optimism, and a great degree of happiness around you here. So well done, Taurus. Good job. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I thought that was going to be good, and it was. I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I did providing it to you. Now, don't forget, make sure you check out your 2021 annual reading. If you're a subscriber, of course, it's delivered into your into your subscription box, or just have a look at the playlist that's on the channel. It's being published the day before Thanksgiving in the afternoon, US Eastern Time. But look, remember one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.